Perfect.
Okay, awesome. Hi guys, everybody who is joining. I'm having a lot of technical issues. My computer is crashed, and so I'm just trying to join in from another machine. I've started recording the session. So Nick, yes, go ahead. It's let's.
We're just waiting for some questions to come in.
Yeah. Okay. So I there was a question already on the Facebook group.
Okay.
Right underneath the post or on the post as a comment.
Mm-hmm.
So let's maybe start off with that. So Nick, if you want to head over to the Facebook group, that would be awesome.
1 second, let's go there. Okay, the Facebook group. Here we go.
And so let's take that question and.
Okay, come on. Okay, just refreshing my Facebook page here. No, okay, here we go. Question is, hope I'm correct with the last questions, blah, blah, blah. I'm using the hotel template and my app is sending out notifications every 3 or 4 weeks, like the attached image. How can I stop and edit this? So from what I can see, this looks like the autopilot. This is a push notification. It's definitely the autopilot. You would need to go into your, if you've turned it off, you would need to go turn on your push notifications and then go into the autopilot and either delete them or you can edit the content there. Okay. First question from David. Any chance of adding a podcast feature to the platform, or is there current support for the RSS feed? We've got a few people that have actually asked for that, David, and we are investigating it. It's probably about a week or 2 weeks away from coming to fruition. I'm hoping sooner than later, but it's definitely being discussed at this point. Version 2 update. Samir, you want to take that one?
Yes. If you guys can hear me. Yes, version 2 is not far away from being released. So we're really excited about it. So somewhere, I don't want to put a date on this, but I guess it is a matter of weeks now. So we'll be launching it on Zaxtra, which a platform that many of you here are familiar with, where we started launching lifetime deals exclusively. And that's where it'll be coming. There will be I don't want to release too much information over here right now, but there'll be a strong e-commerce component to this. So I think anywhere in the next 6 to 8 weeks is when we are thinking of being release ready. It is already ready. The platform is already ready, and we've also tested it pretty intensively. So we always test at least for a few months before we release it to a broader audience. In the case of AppsKitPro, and given the fact that the technology engine has been there for a very long time, so that's a mature product in any case. So this one won't be tested for years prior to release, but at least we want to do it for months. So that's exactly what's going on with version 2 right now. Truly excited about that.
So Billy's got a question saying, since the login problem with the Chrome browser, I now have to log in via Mass Mobile Apps. Has AKP login been fixed? It's a problem. Is it a problem to stay with MMA? So the URL, you can stay whichever is working. I've looked into this. I spent at least a couple hours trying to figure this out because I use Chrome constantly, and I use Firefox and Edge. I have no issues anywhere. I think it's one of our people said it was a Flash issue. I was following the Facebook thing too. It's not. I mean, if it was a programming issue, no one would be able to use the AppsKit login with their browser. So it's got to be some sort of an extension or a Flash issue. It's just we spent a couple hours, more than a few hours on it, and it's a Chrome browser issue, definitely. So we've just decided to table that for now. Whatever's working for you. If one browser doesn't work, use a different browser and move on. There's no. And to answer your question, Billy, there's no issue if you use the MMA URL to log in. Whatever happened to the coupon update? Money had been deposited. What coupon update are we talking about, Raj? Can you? If you guys are talking about the contest, Raj, if that's what you're talking about, just, I know that one of the members in the group had started, I think it was it Matt? Or one of the other guys had started collecting funds on that one. We don't have anything to do with that until the collection is completed, and then the money's handed over to Samir at that point. So we don't know what's going on. Samir, do you know what's going on with that?
Yeah,
one?
so I'll give an update on that, and that is, here's how this works. If a feature is to be released, we estimate how much it is going to cost, and then we assess the amount of what it is going to cost, and then go out to the community saying this is what the contribution is going to be after we know that these and these many people are interested. So, and we leave this to the community to do, and we don't do this as a paid service, or we don't put a product out there saying that, this is this feature, go ahead and buy it. You'll get this feature. So this is a community effort, just like the earlier one was as well. Now, what has happened is that Matt went ahead and made a post, and he got all these responses saying that we are interested, and a minimum donation figure was or not donation, contribution figure was decided upon. And when the collection was opened for that, I believe not even 30 or 40% who had articulated interest have contributed to it. So this is actually a lot of, total waste of time for the member who's actually taking care of this entire effort. And now what we also don't want to do is, the easiest thing for us to do is we can just go ahead and process refunds and say we're done with this. But, from a business perspective, that is also the end of any such additional features coming that route. So, so our endeavor is that the contributions for that will be complete, which is why whoever is driving that initiative should really go ahead and make sure that whoever has said that they would contribute, that they actually do contribute, so that so that the development costs for that are covered. And the moment they're covered, this gets handed over to the development team, and they can implement it in the shortest possible time. And I guess, Nick, you would be coordinating that effort pretty intensively as well. So the entire problem is, and this is the really frustrating part about it, the community went ahead and said that they want this feature. And then we decided that this is what the minimum contribution would be, and then the number of people who should have contributed to it did not contribute. So this is kind of stuck in mid-air right now, which is really, really frustrating for us. So we'll wait for it, for some time, and if nothing happens in it, I'm just going to refund everybody, and that's the end of any new features of this, because I don't think we are deserving of this effort if we don't want to stick to our commitment of delivering when we say that we commit to a certain thing being developed. Yeah, this is also not fair to the community members amongst each other. So I'm just being patient on this, and the moment this is done, you guys will either get the feature, or you'll get the refund. I'll just give you one more note about the refund. The refund comes to us at a cost, because this is like a refund that PayPal processes as a refund. So whatever charges have been made to us, the PayPal fees and all, PayPal will retain that, and whatever is left, goes, or the customer gets refunded everything, but we have to pay a price for that process to be accomplished. So it comes at a cost to us, but I don't mind bearing that cost. And just completing this topic and moving on. So that's the status on that. So whoever is interested in this, Raj, I'm sure you are, and I know I saw another question over here. I believe David. No, I do believe something David. David. So yes, I guess you guys should engage with the people in the community to have this feature. For them to have contributed, and then the feature be released the moment the funds for adapting and developing it are ready.
There's a couple more for you there, Samir. Billy's question: what does it mean to us as AppsKit owners in terms of launching on Zaxtra. We grandfathered in. I'm not sure what that means. From Billy. Samir, still with us?
Yeah, I still am. Yes, very much. I'm just reading Billy's question. I'm just cutting in and out because of my audio issues here. No, yes. The thing is that launching on Zaxtra or launching on any other platform is pretty much the same thing. Yeah. So this is going to be a paid upgrade. So what as we've said, all the time, any updates that we do to the system, any improvements, any bug fixes, any updates we do, those are free. Yeah. But any upgrades to the system, and this is actually a completely new system. And Nick, you've seen it. You're one of the main testing people also in this. So this is a completely new system. So it will be a paid upgrade that we are planning on doing right now.
Michael, when we found a bug or something doesn't display as it should, where's the best place to contact support? There is a support link at the top of your thing. You can send a ticket in there. You can contact me via Facebook. We have another guy, Andy, that does it as well. He can be emailed as well. So there's, I guess the best place is either shoot me a message on Facebook or do click the support link at the top. We've changed we're not using Zendesk anymore, so we've got Freshdesk there now. So you should be able to get support on that. Okay, where else are we going? David, why when a web browser is refreshed, it defaults back to the login screen and does not keep us logged into the platform in the current system, in this current screen? I think it's password related. When you refresh, if you it depends where you are in the system. I've refreshed my screen a couple times and it doesn't kick me out. I think it's regarding security. We've got an hour or something like that, a timer that if you're not using the system in an hour, it will automatically time out. So it's a security concern. Billy, any apps provided as a reseller to clients have such limited build features, their value is considerably diminished. For example, they do not have call us enabled. 15 build features are missing of note: call us review and ratings, the hub, gift card. Following the principle applied in Mint, where any apps I provide a reseller should be at the same level I purchased. Do you agree? This is a little bit of a sticky point, Billy. We were actually going to pull this because we had a few customers that were, things were being not used as they were supposed to, as they were intended to. So to make a long story short, we made a compromise. Instead of killing the whole feature altogether, we just basically limited some of the features, and that's where we kind of stuck at today. It's not perfect, We can apologize till we're blue in the face. It's not going to help you any more than that, but it didn't work the way that we hoped it would, and that's why we made the adjustments there.
All right. Okay. So let me add to that, because obviously, Nick, you're a very polite person and love that, and I try to be that as well, but I also choose to be very upfront. I think the good intention behind the reseller feature, Billy, to answer your question, and anybody who is a reseller. A few people decided that they want to totally abuse the system that they got as a lifetime deal, where one would have to pay a lot of money to go out and get it. So we had something like about 100,000 accounts being created within a few hours. Almost got our server down, and would have basically killed the whole system for several days, and all your customer apps would have gone as well. So. And this was, we found out who these people were, and there were quite a few of them who bought reseller accounts and then started doing this and really started abusing the reseller feature, which is why the limitations came in. Now we've also put in, and this is a closed but also an open forum. We also have algorithms in place. So if someone tries to use a bot and create lots of accounts very fast, what happens is that the system not only blocks and deletes their account, but also obviously with that deletes also all the apps that the system tried to create. So we have added software into it so that our system doesn't get abused, and we can protect the people who are doing this in the right way. Now, another thing that was happening is that people were going out there, 100% to what you're saying, Mintberry features. If you buy at a certain level, you are able to resell at that level. Even that was being misused in all kinds of very novel ways that I don't want to disclose on this forum, because it's just I don't want to give anybody food for thought, because this is a recording that is going on as well. But that was terribly misused as well. So we limited the features of the reseller accounts as well. And exactly like you say, Nick, this is not an ideal situation. We also were at a point where we say that we close all these accounts and not provide this feature at all. But going forward, should we ever provide a reseller feature, let's say in version 2, it'll have a lot more checks and balances in there to make sure that we're not jeopardizing the good intentions that everybody else has together with us, just because a few users choose to abuse the system the way they tried to do. So we've taken a very, very, let's just say, what's the right word for it? Nick, help me. Very, very strong opinion on this now.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's gonna remain like that. And I guess Billy, and I know you're you're a long-term user of yours, which is why I feel compelled to also share very candidly with you whatever I can. Because it is also there to protect, resellers, such as yourself and other resellers who are trying to do a good thing, trying to build up their online business. So that's the status right now.
Daryl, being recorded, yes, you're recording this, right, Samir? This question was answered earlier. I think he jumped off. The session is being recorded.
Yes, this session is being recorded. I'll take I'll take the other the questions. Version 2 is going to be compatible with version 1, and they do seamlessly work with each other. Nick, do you want to add to that somehow?
No, you're right. It's going to be compatible. Absolutely.
Raj, so resellers, we get punished. Yes, indirectly you do, and this is the most unfortunate part of the whole thing. Raj, you and I have also, spoken on this. The intention of releasing AppsKitPro was that we wanted to make a platform that is not available otherwise to a much broader community. But if we see that it gets abused like this, then we have to somehow see what we what we do as countermeasures to protect resellers like yourself. I mean, the other option is that we close this whole reseller thing and we call it quits, and we can walk off as far as the resellers topic is concerned in different directions. But I don't think that is what you're looking for. So I think over time, what we're also going to do is that the ones who are good resellers and are not abusing the system or are using this in the proper way, I think just as we have singled out the bad guys, we will obviously put mechanisms in place so that we're not penalizing the good ones. So that's the only thing that I want to say on this call right now. But just know that we have let's say a roadmap over there where these things are not affecting you too much.
Okay, so we're moving along. What happened to university? Billy C. Is that
I'm not sure what university is.
I haven't heard that term before either.
If you're talking about the Academy and Certification Program, we have webinars for that. One was recently. I don't know, when was it, Nick?
Last week, I think.
Last week, yeah. I guess that. Daryl, how much additional will be version 2? We're finalizing the pricing. Yes, on Zaxter it'll be lifetime.
Right.
Okay. Monthly screen templates. Our designer, who we had engaged and who was doing a great job, has not contacted us after the coronavirus thing broke out. So I don't know, I know, Nick, you haven't heard from them either. So we don't know where they're at. So now we're trying to figure out what to do with, what to do with this topic. Either we continue or, try to find another way to do that. So we are trying to look for a solution. And I did make a post about this on the group as well, that this is work in progress and that we are working on this topic. So is there an access code, long digital app? Okay, so go for it, Nick. Mm-hmm.
That one is I'm assuming you're talking about the website where you have the preview tool thing. That's basically, you have preview codes on your apps that you can use on the preview tool on Android. The web version will display your app as well, your home screen of your app. It doesn't go internally. You can't go into the pages of the app, but it'll give you a display on what the app looks like on the web. If you have a customer that you want to show quickly what their home screen would look like on a device, that's where you can go. A better version of that is the appetize one, where you can actually click on everything. You have to generate your whole app, the APK and all that kind of stuff. If you want to see a quick mock-up of what the app looks like, you don't need to generate the APK. You can go on the app admin website on the example apps. Preview, it's called, the tab at the top. Slap in your code there and away you go. Okay. Billy C.
So Bill says yes. Billy says that is about the Academy. Yes. So all good. So we record those sessions and they're uploaded in your members area. So just go ahead and access them over there.
Could you comment on what the Facebook tab in the app logout area is for? That's for sharing content on Facebook. So if they turn that off, they won't be able to share content. The users of the app, they won't be able to share content on Facebook, like images and push notifications, that kind of stuff. Billy, there are a great deal of interdependencies in setting up and building the app. Suffice to say that training videos are too high level in my view. Are there plans to do a deep dive training? Have you watched the QuickStart videos? Those are really, really, really good videos on basically A to Z on how to begin with the platform and build the apps. Is there something specific that you're looking for as far as more in-depth training? Because most of the stuff is there. The QuickStart is actually, it's one of those for dummies kind of thing. AppsKitPro for dummies. You watch it really slowly. The commentator is very, very well spoken, speaks very slowly, and done really, really well. If you have something specific, let us know. We can do a couple of videos that are a little bit more in depth. Been through them, but yes, I probably need more dummy training. Okay. Again, if there's something specific you're looking for, let us know.
Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put the link to the playlist of the QuickStart series here again. Yeah, Billy, I guess really the way, the QuickStart series is actually as detailed as the training can get. Everything beyond that, and we came up with the QuickStart series exactly because there was this feedback that the other trainings that we'd put in there were, maybe a bit too fast or too high level. So which is why we came out with the QuickStart series, okay? And that's the maximum level of detail that we can go through in a training. The other thing that is possible is actually just just hold someone's hand and build the app for them, but that's not a part of this offer. So I guess the best way is that to go through these trainings again, try to build those apps, and then we'll try to do more of these webinars, and you can come here and ask us questions on what specifically you're facing problems with, and Nick and Andy and me or whoever. We'll try to answer your questions.
One thing that I've seen is like we just said, there are a couple of people that have asked for, they just don't want to be involved in the building process. There are people even in the group, not even our own in-house people, but even in the group, there's a couple of guys that are doing some really good work, and I believe they started offering their services of building and producing apps, from start to finish, where you could basically just go and sell and engage someone to build the app, do the tech part for you. And we understand I think the assumption in the group was that this is a platform where you push 2 or 3 buttons and presto, you've got an app that Domo spent $500,000 on. It doesn't work that way. This is a custom development, right? You're getting a platform that you can build a custom mobile application. So there's a lot of work and there's a lot of features that we have, and it does take some time to go through and understand how to use them. But if you're not interested in that at all, you can reach out to us. We've got people that can build the apps from start to finish, have them live and publish on the app stores for your customers, but it is at a fee. If you don't want to use us, you can canvas the group in Facebook, and I know I've seen 2 or 3 guys that are offering their services to build as well. Okay, found both channels. David saying I found both of these channels helpful. I don't know what these channels are. Let's see. Clicking on these channels. AppsKit, yeah, that's good. And the other one is AppAdmin. Yeah, so absolutely. Both those channels are good. The AppAdmin is as a white label resource for you that you can even direct your customers to. There's no branding of AppsKit or anything. Any brand. AppAdmin is just a generic private site, so no one can call it, no one can search it. It's just resources there, so you can even direct your customers to it. Mick, how best to reach you about building an app? Are you talking about our in-house people? If you're talking about in-house people, send us a message. I'll connect you with Andy. But it's the service we provide is very cost effective. But it's not something that we spend 3 or 4 hours with you and going through discovery. And if we have a feature, for example, that the button's on the left hand side and we want to change that kind of stuff, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about using the platform with the features as provided, and you saying, okay, I've got an app for a cafe. Here's their logo. Here's their website. Build me an app. Again, that process is done for a very, very, very cheap price. If you're looking for a custom development, we can put you in touch with someone else on our team. Where you can spend a couple hours, do discovery. You've got maybe a customer that wants to build a $50,000 app. We can do that as well. There's a fee for that. It's a $200 fee just to do the discovery call, and obviously we'll spend 2 or 3 hours with you and putting a scope together, and then we'll be able to come back to you with an actual accurate price. How much will that take to build, and how long it's going to be. Also, I hope that answers your question, Nick. Okay, thank you. We've got one more coming through from David. He's typing a message. Can feature grouping be enhanced to lock certain specific content and not just all or nothing within the app to lock down content? So feature grouping, for example, what that's designed to do is lock features, exactly what it sounds like. So if you've got a scratch card, or if you've got an info tag or whatever, you can lock those features, and then users that don't have access to it will not be able to get that content. So it's kind of like gating your content. You can't just do one thing or another. It will be an entire feature that will be locked. Got a couple more coming through now. Could you suggest a resource for things like sales contracts, etc.? Sales contracts, a resource for that kind of stuff, like more marketing material, that kind of stuff. Samir, do we have anything that we can provide as far as sales contracts and those kinds of things?
No, not really. Sales contracts, no, because they are different in different countries. Different. They're country by country, actually. But I mean, what's possible to provide is a template for what it generally should look like and contain, or use one of ours. But I guess it really depends on your situation, your client, I mean, I don't know. And the best we could do it. Yeah, go ahead.
We could put a post in the Facebook group, tag me in it, and I think I've got a couple in my system, just generic stuff that I can put for everyone to have. Again, you can Google search sales contracts, that kind of stuff, for wherever your local areas are. I'm not sure what Nick means by enhanced. Going back to David's question on group lock, we can then prevent a client playing with the home screen, for example. You can't lock the home screen, you can lock a feature. So if you've got a home screen, and let's say you have the punch card, you want to lock that. When somebody clicks on the punch, if it's locked, somebody clicks on it, they will get a pop-up that says request access. If they hit the request access button, the admins of the app will get an email saying, hey, Joe Smith just asked for access to the punch card. The admin would then have to go into Joe's account, his profile, and activate the feature for him. That's the way that the feature groupings works. Daryl, if I want an app that will allow musicians to upload images of their albums with links to buy on their site, but fans just see the albums, which module would be best to use? I was trying the classified app to start with. Yeah, so if you use, I guess, the yellow pages, if you allow them to upload listings, they could put an image there, they could put a description. I think they can even put a URL, so probably that would be the best way to go, Daryl. Can slider images be added to a home screen, or could this be an enhancement? Slider images, are you meaning horizontally going from left to right slider images, David? We've got the video loop where you can actually create an MP4 video file and use that as a slider image. You can have images just keep looping like that in a video file, but it's not something that you would be able to put your finger on and move back and forth this time. So we don't have that in the system. The apps are all scrolling vertically. Okay, Mick, is there something like this available inside App Builder? What is this? The link that you took me to, I don't know what this is. You've taken me to a screenshot of Edward Earl. I'm not sure what that is, and I'm not sure what you mean by that. Mick, you want to elaborate? What are you trying to say? If you're talking about a home screen image, yeah, you can do anything you want with the home screen. That's one of the secrets of our platform, like community or social discussion. Social discussion. I'm not sure. Community app. Again, if you're wanting users to post things, I guess the yellow pages thing would be the most allows comments and sharing. No, we don't have anything like that at this point. Where you're wanting to have users, at this point, there's nothing like that. Sorry, Mike. Michael, is it possible to use the classified feature twice in the same app for two different purposes? No, you would only be able to use it once. I mean, anything's possible, but we'd have to get a developer on that to do that. I'm sure that there will be a cost involved. If you absolutely need it, reach out to us and we'll see how long it will take to do that, and we'll charge you an hourly rate for that. Daryl is typing.
By the way, I've made this chat visible to everybody. I hope that is okay for everybody. So, we can also have an interaction over here, because that's what the purpose should be, which is why I prefer to use this one rather than go to webinar, so that you can just, everybody can interact and see what the other people are writing.
Daryl said at Mick can just link to a Facebook group or a private Discus page. There's an option for you, Mick. Thank you, Daryl. More questions coming in? Anyone else have anything? Billy, if setting up an app for a bar so that customers can order beers from their table for delivery by the bar staff, which would be the best module to use? Food ordering would be, the first thing and probably the best thing to use. But the food ordering is basically designed for delivery or pickup, and if you're looking to get table numbers and stuff like that, that's not what food ordering is for. So you could order ahead, and then they can go pick it up. And then food ordering would probably be the most accomplish that as close to what you're trying to do. But it wouldn't take you to it wouldn't give someone a table number, for example. Is there a module to allow us to PM guests via our app? PM. Well, you've got in the back office, you've got the ability to send individual push notifications to people. So you guys should have all seen this in one of the trainings. That there's beside the client's name in the back office, the area where the owners of the app log in, there's three links, there's three icons. I'm just going to pull it up on my computer here for example. Hang on one second. So there's a navy box, a fully functioning navy box with a red dot at the top, a box with white lines through it, and the calendar icon. The full navy box, if you click that, that allows you to send a push notification to a specific customer, and that it will only go to them. And that history, and then the box right beside it, the two lines, the white lines through it, that stores the communication history of you sending messages to your client. The client cannot respond back to you, but that's the way you could actually do that. Okay, Raj, is the gift card module complete now? There were bugs before. Yeah, we actually had an issue. I'll just give you a little bit of a backstory. But the gift card happened. We had the gift card module hacked. So the URL you probably noticed before was a Shopster URL. We had to actually. That's what I think the gift cards were down for like a day or whatever. But we had to rebuild the platform from the ground up. That's been done. We've added multiple currencies now as well into the gift card module. For a lot of people have been asking that, and then so it's pretty much done. We're still doing a little bit of testing, but you can use it. The payment, PayPal works, Stripe works. It's I would say 98% done. We're just going through the final phases of testing, but yeah, you can actually start using it now. Is there a way to hide home screen from the client panel? They make a mess of it. Not in AppsKit. I know that in the other platform that they have that feature where you can hide things from your customers, but not in AppsKit. Tell them you can. There's another way for you to make some money. Tell them that if they mess things up, you're going to charge them money to fix it. Don't mess around with it. That's the only thing you can do at this point. David and Roger typing.
We've got an engaged group here today. Love it.
Yeah, good questions. Raj, continuing under group, can we assign certain folders to certain clients only as per email ID? Yeah, really trying to understand it. Under the feature grouping, can we assign certain folders? So you can make as many different levels of access as you want. For example, level 1, 2, 3, 4, and each level can have different features inside of it. So if you only wanted like level 1, for example, to have one thing that they can access, you can assign a client level 1 access, and they'd only be able to touch that one thing. If you want, again, each level you can create as many levels as you want, and each one of those levels can house different features. Okay, and then the clients are again, you have to go into the back office and assign each client the level that you want them to. Is there a training video? Yeah, I believe on the app admin site, it's called feature grouping. So just look at that video. David, once an app is published in Apple, can you please provide an example that will require a resubmission? Will this be required ID? New features are added in the future for the app or to support them. So, okay, so let me tell you, the only time that you're going to need to resubmit an app to Apple is number one, if today we have, for example, 50 features in the platform and we introduce 5 new features, and you publish your app today, and 2 weeks later there's 5 new features, you want those 5 new features, then you will have to resubmit the app. Number two, if you don't like your screenshots, if you want to change your icon, if you want to change the description, then you need to do a whole resubmission of the app as well. And those are the only 2 scenarios that you would require a resubmission. If the app's live and functioning, then it's fine. Actually, correction, third example is, for example, if there's an Apple and Android do their operating system updates, they introduce new versions of their operating systems. Sometimes in the past, it has screwed up the apps, and then it would require a resubmission. But usually, I think it's every September for Apple that they launch they have their event, so they have their new version, 13, whatever, we're at 13.2 or something like that now. When they launch those things, if the apps start crashing at that point, we're on it. We know that, we tested prior to those releases going live, so we would then also need to resubmit the app. Else? At a high level view, what is the fundamental difference between AppsKit 1 and 2? The main thing number 2 is going to have is a complete e-commerce environment. You guys are all familiar with Shopify and what you can do with that. You will be able to do that inside of the AppsKit platform, where the e-commerce will be embedded, and you will have your customers will have an in-app version of their e-commerce business, as well as an online a web version. So Shopify, like if you're a clothing store or a shoe store or whatever kind of merchant you are, when you get a Shopify site, you build your whole entire e-commerce environment in Shopify, and that becomes your website. That's the same exact functionality you're going to get inside of the platform with version 2.0. You'll be able to build an e-commerce environment, and it will be both web and in-app, native app. So that's something that Shopify does not provide, and you'll have a lot of customization tools available.
I'm going to stick that soundtrack on the sales video now, Nick.
Yeah. Daryl is typing. I'm just typing. How to get the input for our app to update on a website? Daryl, I'm not sure. How do we get the input for our app to update on a website? I don't understand the question, Daryl. Sorry. Your app is not on a website. Your app is native app. They would have to download it from the App Store, your clients. So it's not from a website. Raj, is there ever going to be a feature to add script code in the app other than emergency? I believe that one can be used only once. Script code, I mean, the emergency feature does allow that. Again, these things are going to be driven by the community, is what people want, right? So if there's something that everyone gets behind, then we can endeavor to build it. But it's kind of where we are with new features. And by the way, Raj, if you want something specific done, we can do that independent of the group. So let's say you want that specific feature. If you want to pay for it fully, there's 2 ways we can work. We can say, okay, we'll it's going to cost us, for example, $2,500 to build this thing the way you want it. What we can do is we'll give it to you, Raj, for $1,250, and we'll absorb $1,250 the cost. We split it. By doing that, we will allow our other community members to have access to this feature. Or Raj, you can say, no, I don't want anyone to have it. I want to pay $2,500 and I want it to be just me. We can do that as well. Michael, basic question, I'm sure, but does an app, once it's up on the store, does it continue to function whether we do anything more with the app or not? Yes, Michael, the app continues to function. Even if you delete the app from your back office, the app will continue to function. The only thing you won't be able to do is update it or manage it. It will continue to function. Raj, what ballpark? I have no idea. I'm not the programmers. We would have to go back and figure out, and I would need something more specific than script code. Like if you've got an example, I'd be able to give it to you. The only thing it becomes is if you're not serious, we have limited resources. And, what we're doing, we have people working all the time. So for us to go and say, just if you're kicking tires and stuff like that, this is not really the place to do it. If you're serious about something, then let us know. But if you're kicking tires, we have to get our people on it and figure out how many hours it's going to take, and then all that kind of stuff. And myself or Samir or somebody else has got to get on it. It's not something we prefer you not to just be kicking tires. If you're serious, let us know. If you're not, please don't waste our time or yours. David, do you plan to add an app content refresh feature inside of a published app, or does the app have to be closed and reopened to sync only? Yeah. So if you're talking about, for example, if you have a home screen. And then you have the app open and you change the home screen in the back office, and then the old home screen is still showing. Yeah, the only way to do that is to hard close the app and then relaunch the app. That's the only way to do that. I don't think, we've never investigated a refresh button. But we would never, I don't think, unless you paid for it, David, we would never add that kind of functionality because hard closing the app is easy and it serves no purpose to add a refresh button other than it's a convenience thing. So again, if it's something that you're absolutely wanting in your app, reach out to us and we can look at how much it will take to cost to accomplish that. Cool. I think everyone stopped typing. More questions? Samir, you got any questions? No, Michael's back. Thanks, Daryl.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thanks for the feedback, Billy. Much appreciated. More than happy to do such a session again, next 4 weeks or something like that before.
Yeah, we can do something like this. Every so often, just come with some questions that we can answer. If you've got support issues or this or that that you've got questions on how to do things, come with those kinds of questions to answer those types of things. So then we can have this as a resource too for other people.
Yeah, fantastic. That's awesome. I'm getting feedback that we're all getting feedback that this is helpful. Should we do this? Just give me a yes if you think we should do it in the next 4 weeks, sometime, maybe in 4 weeks' time or something.
Make as a central place where suggested features are listed.
Yes. No, not yet. No, we were working on a place to do this, but I think I'll institutionalize that again, and we will have a central place where we are gathering all the features. No, but we don't have that right now. Yes, Michael, Ma. Yes, you're absolutely right, Michael. Yeah. We have people here who are serious about the program, and we love that. Yes, absolutely. Much appreciated.
There's a recording, so you can get the recording. You can.
Yep.
You'll send it out, Samir.
Yeah, I guess I'll just upload it to the Facebook group. That's sure. Probably the best way to provide it. Or I can also send a link to everybody. That's also possible. That's also a possibility. I think that's probably the better thing to do. I don't know as yet, Raj. We'll think of. I don't think so. I'll see. We'll see how to go about the pricing issue for version for version 2 right now. So yeah, maybe there'll be some kind of a. I don't know. Let me. I just don't want to say anything about that right now. Okay. All right. You're not part of the Facebook group. Okay, so I think the best way is really to send this out through email, which which I'll be glad to do. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Great. Thank you very much. Amazing session. Thank you very much, Nick. Thanks everybody for joining. Billy's typing. Okay. I just want to make sure that don't miss out anything. All right. Have a great day. Thanks very much. Bye.
Have a good weekend, guys. Thank you. Bye.